Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I grabbed a couple coins here. This is going to be a video talking about what to look for when you're coin hunting. Right, so I've made several videos over the last few years just showing some coin hunting stuff here and there. You know, some people are into it, a lot of people aren't. So I don't try to bombard you with a bunch of videos on it. And to be honest, a lot of coin hunting is boring. You're looking through lots and lots and lots of coins, and a lot of times you don't find anything. You know, so that could be very uninteresting. Because of that, when you do find something, it becomes extra exciting. You know, whether it doesn't really matter if it's a very, very expensive coin or anything. It could be a $1 coin, but because it's different and because it's something you're looking for, it brings you great joy. If you're a coin hunter, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of like, I would say it's a similar like high as a scratch-off ticket. You know, you buy a scratch-off ticket, maybe you win a free ticket once in a while, who cares? But let's say you buy like a $5 ticket and you won $500. Like, wow, that's not going to change your life. You know, it's definitely going to help with the gas price. You know, maybe you'll buy you coffee before work for quite a while. But, you know, it's not life-changing or anything. I'm not finding $100,000 coins, but what I do find brings me great joy. It really makes the entire day wonderful and exciting, and it's just fun. It's super fun. So you know, it's not just about the value. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people look at coin hunting like, well, what a waste of time. Unless you're making money on it, it's, you know, why do it? Because it's fun. Think about all the stuff you do for fun. You know, when you're sitting playing video games, you're probably not making money. You know what I'm saying? Taking a walk around the block, looking at nature, you're not making any money, but you're enjoying life. And this is one way for me to enjoy life. I just happen to enjoy coins. So anyway, getting to it, people always ask, well, what do you look for? I see you're looking through hundreds of coins, thousands of coins. Okay, well, for what? What are you looking for? Well, that's what we're talking about today. Some stuff to look for. At least common stuff. All right, so we got a variety of coins here. These are all things in which I get excited to take out of my coin hunt. I go, wow, I found that. That's a thing I was looking for, right? So what do we have here? Where do I even start? So here's the thing. When you're coin hunting, generally speaking, you will pick one type of coin to look through at a time. You don't generally look through a bunch of mixed coins like this. Like you might just get like a roll of quarters and you're just looking through quarters. So you're focused on just quarters. You're not thinking about dimes and nickels and all of this stuff, right? And that's how I do it. I will get multiple rolls. Oftentimes I'll get whole cases, you know, $500 worth, $1,000 worth, $2,000 worth. And it's like, wow, who's got money to get $2,000 worth of coins? Well, the thing is, I'm not spending the money. I definitely don't have $2,000 to throw away all the time. But generally speaking, it's usually not 2,000, by the way. It's more times than not, it's one case, like a course, which would be $500. Sometimes it'll be $1,000. And I'll do that maybe 2 times a month, maybe up to 5 times a month. Sometimes I'll skip a month. You know, it just depends. If I have the money in my account, I take it out in coins, and then I put it right back in. I have a whole system, you know, and again, it might be hard for you to do this if you don't have coin machines. Sitting and hand rolling, I probably wouldn't do this, to be honest. I used to in the past, but once I discovered banks that have, you know, coin machines that are free to use, I'm not talking about your Coinstar at the grocery store. That thing's going to cost you a lot of money. That's going to take like 11% or 14% of your money. That's no bueno. You definitely don't want to do that because you're not going to find enough stuff to justify losing money that way. I have accounts at banks that have, you know, the rapid reading coin machines. So you just dump it in there, you get a ticket, you go to the lady at the counter there, and you just get cash. That's it. So my system is that I have a couple different banks. So I'll take from bank A, I get all my coins, I come home, I look through them, whatever I don't want, which is usually 99.9% or 100% of the coins. I bring that back to bank number 2. Throw in the coin machine, get my ticket, go to the counter, get cash, and I go back to bank number 1 and I put either I put the cash back into my account or I get more coins. And it's constant. That's what I'm constantly doing. Now bank number 1 can change. It's not always the same people. But the banks there's only 2 that I go to that dump coins, I never take coins back. Number 1, because they have a coin machine, so generally they don't have rolls, but the whole point is not to look through the same stuff over and over again. If I were to get coins from that particular bank I'm constantly dropping off, I'd be looking for the same coins, and that's a waste of time. So it's a constant, you know, filtering. get money, bring it here, get money, bring it here, bring it back, get money, you know what I'm saying? But the idea is, especially when I'm ordering coins from the Federal Reserve, they're completely different, so they're random, right? Now, when you're coin hunting, there's two ways you can get coins, right? When you're at the bank. Number one is by ordering them. They're federal wrapped rolls. So basically it goes through the Fed. They're all, goes through machines, all that kind of stuff, right? There's certain things that you will find in those rolls that are easier to find. But what you will probably not find a lot of is silver. If you go to your bank and you order federally wrapped coins, they go through that stuff. They pluck the silver out. Do you know what I'm saying? Your best bet of finding silver is when someone's grandma went to the bank and just cashed in 5 rolls. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff. Customer hand-rolled stuff is what you're really looking for if you're looking for silver. But sometimes that stuff's not available. It just depends on when people randomly bring coins to the bank. So yes, number one, silver, right? So looking down here, that's silver, that's silver, that's silver, that's silver, that's silver. That's silver, and that's silver. I think that's it, right? So, yeah. Anyway, so silver, that's what you're looking for, right? So when you're talking about going through, oh no, I definitely have a silver quarter here, for example, so it's probably this one. And it is, and I missed that, so silver quarter. All right, so let's focus on just silver first, because that's what a lot of people are looking for, right? How do I get my free silver, or at least for face value? Here, this is how you get it. So with quarters, all quarters from 1964 or older are silver. Okay, Washington quarters, and if you have a different style quarter, it's definitely silver, right? So that's all you're looking for. Now, when you look at the coin, you can look on the edge. I don't have another quarter. I do have a quarter, I'm sorry. And that's why I probably put this other quarter in this little group for the video to show you the difference. You could visually see this when you have a roll. All of our regular, they're called clad. Clad quarters are just what we normally have with copper and nickel, right? So you can actually see that copper color in the rim, right? Whereas the silver looks silver. Now, sometimes they're dirty. It's harder to tell, but generally speaking, if you do this for a while, when you pop a roll out and you look at the whole stack on all the rims, you're going to see it right away if you have silver. Now, sometimes you get duped. Sometimes you think you have silver, but it's not. It's some kind of foreign coin, which may or may not be silver. So, yes, quarters. Half dollars are very easy to look through. If you get a Benjamin Franklin half dollar, it's silver, right? It's always going to be silver. And by the way, when I'm talking so far, I'm talking 90% silver, right? Kennedy halves. This one is 90% silver because it's from 1964. However, a lot of people pluck these out. When you're looking through half dollar rolls, which are obviously less common, and you can order from your bank. You know, most major banks, you can get cases of half dollars. But again, if you get federal case or federal rolled half dollars, it's very, very low chance you're going to find silver. Most times when you find these silver, it could be onesie, twosies, they're called, right? So like when you go to the bank, say, hey, you have any half dollars? And the woman or guy at the counter might be like, yeah, I have like 6 of them. Do you want them? And, you know, that's when you might find silver because someone randomly put 1 or 2, you know, like that. Or if you get rolls from someone. But anyway, 1964, 90% silver. But what's often forgotten, and what I find mostly with half dollars, are these 40% silver halves. Now, how do you know it's 40% silver? Well, if you have 1965 to 1970, then it is 40% silver. Not worth as much, but it's still silver, and it's worth a lot more than 50 cents, right? So 1965, 1966, 1967, 1968, 1969, and 1970, right? This example happens to be in 1967. Now, when you look at the rim of this compared to a 90% silver half, you can see the two, it looks like 2 different metals, right? Now let me get close here. And actually, I want to compare this to a clad one. So the one on the left has no silver in it. You can see, again, that copper coloration. The one on the right definitely is silver because you have the one silver color, but the 40% silver halves often look like this, where it looks like there's 2 tones. That can easily be mistaken for a clad, especially because, you know, a lot of these are dirty. This one happens to be a pretty good example. All right, but that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the silver ones. So if you look at one and you're like, oh, I can't really tell if that's copper, then you know, obviously you take the time to look at the dates. But the 40 percenters, those are probably your best shot at finding silver, right? When you look through quarter, you could look through tens and thousands of quarters and only find a couple silver ones, and sometimes not any at all, right? I've gone through cases where there's literally no silver. Case after case after case, no silver. And then, oh, I get a case and I get one silver quarter. So it's very rare. However, when I look through half dollars, even though they're rare, you're not going to find them every roll or anything like that. I definitely find them way more frequently. I have a lot of these. I don't have a whole lot of silver quarters that I plucked out from coin hunting. The 90 percenters, not as common as the 40 percenters, but they're still out there. And it really just depends on your area. If other people are looking through coins, there's all kinds of factors there. But these obviously are more exciting and, you know, easier to sell. The 40% you can still sell anywhere, but a lot of times you don't get nearly any premium on them. The 90% is what you're really looking for. So 90% Kennedys, of course, any Benjamins 90%. You don't have to worry about the dates at all. And Walking Liberties. Walking Liberties are also 90% silver. All right, so if you see these, you know it's silver right away. And again, just looking at these rims, just to give you an example, all silver in their color. Right? All right. So that's halves, that's quarters, silver dimes. Silver dimes are pretty easy in that, whoop, one of these, I think this one is silver. And I think it is. Let's see. Let's find out together. We're looking for 1964. 1961, I think. Yep. Well, I'm double checking by the rim. Usually you look at the rim, then you double check by the date. All right, so that is a silver dime. So if you're looking at the Roosevelt dimes, it has to be 1964. This is the most common dime you guys are used to seeing in your change. 1964 or older, exactly the same as your quarter. Okay, silver quarters, silver dimes, 64 and older. However, if you go back and you find a Mercury dime, those are all silver, so you don't have to worry about the dates, right? And you go even older, right? Obviously, still all silver, right? Look at the rims on these. So there's a close-up. The three on the right are silver. The one on the left is clad. You can see that copper color. If I switch them up a little bit, let's see. Let's swap them. You could play at home which one is not silver. Tick tock, tick tock. Easy to see, right? It's the second one from the left. So there you go. Now you know silver dimes. So, nickels. Here's the thing. There's only one type of nickel that has silver in it, and it's the wartime nickels. It's between 1942 and 1945. However, half of the 1942 ones are not, in fact, silver. All right, so you can't just rely on the date alone with the 1942. What you're looking for is a large mint mark above the Monticello building. All right, so on the back, we have this Monticello. If I zoom in, you can see in this case, we have the large S, right there above the building. The S is a mint mark. That's the San Francisco Mint. That means this guy is silver. How much silver? 35%. That's it. When the war was going on, they needed the actual nickel for the war, for munitions and all kinds of things. And so they used silver in the change for a little while. That's how we have the wartime nickel. 35% silver, you know, not super collected, not super sought after, not going to make you $1 million at your local coin shop or anything like that. But it's still silver and still worth more than 5 cents. And still very exciting to find. All right, so that is all the silver covered. That's what most people are looking for, right? So, besides the silver, what else is fun to find? Well, that. Let's see. And by the way, for some reason, no one, I don't think anyone knows why, but wartime nickels are always nasty and dirty. I have another nickel here to show you, like the sides. You can't tell by looking at the sides because the nickels still have, hold on, let me zoom in here. Nickels still have a silver coloration, so you can't do the side trick where you're looking for that because they look identical, it's fine. But again, for some reason, these wartime nickels are just gnarly looking. They're all dirty and nasty. You'll probably never find a super shiny one. But again, you're looking for the big, whoop, I should have kept zoomed in here for you. And there's a close-up again. Normal nickel, no mint mark. Silver nickel, mint mark. Okay? All right, so besides that, what else are you looking for? When it comes to nickels, you're also looking for buffalo nickels. Most people have heard of buffalo nickels. Every one of them is worth more than 5 cents. However, really depends on specific key dates, how much they can go up in value. If you can actually see the date, which is on the bottom here, then it's worth more than if it's super slick, because the date is really raised on the coin, so it's one of the first things that wears away. All right, but even the ones with no dates on it, they're still worth more than 5 cents. So when you find those, it's kind of exciting, and you pluck them out. Besides that, we have wheat cents, right? Wheat pennies. Any of these are worth more than 1 cent in copper alone, but a lot of people collect wheat pennies and stuff, and certain years can have a lot of value, so that's worth looking into as well. And besides that, we have random cool things like this. This was a Pennsylvania state quarter that happened to be covered in 24 karat gold. Wow, that sounds fancy. How much is it worth? It's worth 25 cents. The gold on here is super, super, super thin. This was done in probably some kind of commemorative cardboard packaging. Coins are probably one of the most, marketed things for sale. A lot of companies take regular coins that have no value, and they try to make them special, and they sell them to coin collectors, at least amateur coin collectors, or people who are new, and kids. It's just fun little stuff here and there, but it doesn't really have massive value. But seeing a gold quarter is just fun. So you take it out of circulation, right? You put it in your little collection. Not because it has a lot of value, but just because it's kind of cool and different. That's it. Same can be said for coins that have like stamp marks on them, any kind of weird toning, tonings, coloration on coins, things like that. They might not have any actual value, but they're still fun to collect. So that's pretty much it. I grabbed these. These are all regular clad, nothing special coins that I use for just comparison with those. But that's covering a lot of what you're looking for. Now, besides this stuff, I'm always looking for errors and problems with coins. Like an error coin is when it was made, when it was minted, they messed up somehow. And there's a bunch. I can't get into this video all the different types of errors and stuff, but some of those actually have a ton of value. That's something you have to research. You can't just know, okay, here's an error, or that's an error. If you look at a quarter or a $50 or something and half the image is gone, or it has 2 heads on it or something, yes, that's a very obvious error and worth a ton of money, but you're not going to find those very often at all. You're going to find, minor errors that you're going to need a jeweler's loupe to look at. So that's something that, takes a lot more interest and research. If you just want to have fun and look for silver, anyone can do that. Anyone can just grab a roll of coins, look for silver, and know if there's silver in there or not in about 5-10 seconds. That could be fun for you, or if you want to get more into it and start collecting errors and all these different things, it could really be fascinating. But again, that takes a lot more like education and interest. You have to really want to know about that stuff to remember certain errors. Because I've been doing this for years now, there are certain errors, like the 1984 penny. If you look at Abraham's ear, there's a double die, error. So it looks like he has 2 earlobes. That's worth a bunch of money, right? If you have fantastic condition, it's actually worth a bunch of money. But even if it's in rough shape, it's worth money. That's a very specific error that I just happen to remember, looking through pennies and learning about that. And there's dozens and dozens of them. One thing I can tell you off the bat is a quarter. I don't have an example here. I have a previous video showing a V75 quarter. Basically, if you have a quarter, and you can look these up because it's only certain quarters that have this, but where the mint mark is on this particular one, the mint mark is right here, right? It's a P. I mean, it's always going to be in this position, but P stands for Philadelphia. But if you have a W, it's from the West Point Mint. And those alone, in decent condition, are worth like 15, 20 bucks, whatever. But on the left here, if you have the V75 privy, right, for the 75th anniversary, then it's worth even more. So just another example of something just kind of random. But if you don't know that stuff, you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to miss it. So again, depends on how much interest you have. There's tons. I mean, there's YouTube channels just dedicated to coin stuff, like Coin Help You. That's a great channel for coin stuff. So if you want to learn, you can spread your wings and, learn from different sources, look at, coin websites and watch YouTube videos and stuff like that. But I just think it's really fun. But I want to make this video to kind of give you like a quick overhaul at what I'm looking for, because you know that I'm looking through coins, but what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find this stuff. Silver is the most exciting for me because I love me some silver. And right now silver is going for like 20 times face. What that means is for every $1 in silver, it's worth $20. So if you had 4 quarters, it's worth $20, or each quarter be $5. If you had 2 half dollars, $20.